What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, back as promised with my revised 6 Samurai build. After seeing them top at YCS Guadalajara, I was just, my faith in this deck was really reinstilled. I took a look at Botang's explanation of the build and took away quite a few lessons on this deck, but this is by no means net deck. This is far different from his and it runs a lot of different combos. And my objective with building this was really to revive a few cards that a lot of people really dislike and come up with some innovative combos that like a lot of people wouldn't have seen with this build, and see what you guys think, and see what get your opinions on them, whether they're worth running, whether I shouldn't. Let me know what you think. But either way, I'm going to get into the list and talk about some of those combos as I go along. To start things off, I run the one Grandmaster because Grandmaster just combos so well with this deck. He literally lets everything go off. He adds for all your counters for all your Bushido cards. He's just absolutely amazing, and he lets you get into really awesome level 7s off of what's he called? Kagemusha. Second, I run one Kaizen because this is your monster removal guy. While there's another samurai on the field, if he hits into anything bigger than him, while he will die, you can still destroy the card that he battled with, which is still really awesome. So it lets you get rid of any big threat. Yes, you take a bit of life point damage because it's after the damage step, but it's still really useful in pinch. He's also an asceticism target for these 3 guys, and vice versa. I run 3 Kaizen because they're still absolutely awesome at the moment. They're Cyber Dragons if you've got another Samurai out. They let you get into all your synchros. They make Trishula plays absolutely crazy. They're again another special summon. In this deck, special summons a crazy amount, but in a way that can't be chained to, like with Maxi, so people have to predict the move to Maxi correctly. These are because they're literally drop summons. And I mean, a lot of the time, your opponent will trip off their warnings long before you use your normal summon, so your combos can still go off again later on in the turn, which is kind of the benefit of this deck. But the problem with it is you have to overextend, so this is quite a quick win deck. Either way, I'm going to get back to these Kaizans in a bit, and the Zanji, because they're part of the combination that I'm going to speak to you about. Onto the main tuner of the deck, because this is the only tuner I use. As Veiler, I don't really count as a tuner. 3 Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. This guy's absolutely awesome. He's your level 2, he's an Earth, so you can get all your Notorious Synchros. He's a Samurai, so it lets you special summon these off the bat. He's absolutely awesome, but the best thing about him is he has the same statistic attack-wise as Elder of the 6 Samurai, which makes him an asceticism target, which means if you have this or Elder out, and you asceticism, you can instantly make a Shien, which is absolutely awesome. So 3 Kagemusha is just amazing in this deck. Other than that, for the same reason I run 3 Elder. The fact that you can special summon this and then asceticism into this without even using a normal summon is absolutely crazy, because then your opponent doesn't even know what to warning, because then you could just make another move next. So it's absolutely crazy. I used to run a Kageki and 2 of these, but I figured with 3 asceticism in the deck, it's just way better to run 3 of these. So I really love that card. And finally, one card which a lot of people will question is 1 Shien Squire. It's a hand trap, lets me defend Shiens, but it's also essential for the combo, which I'm going to get into. So kind of hold your opinions on that. Next up, something that everyone will probably flame me for originally, and then when you see this kind of combo at the end of the video, you'll understand why I'm running these. I run the complete tour guide engine. This has such good synergy with the deck, especially with things like Elder, because you can drop an Elder, drop a Tour Guide, and then even if the Tour Guide is then Veiled, you can still make an Xyz, and it lets you come back from moves like that, because Veiler is very popular now with Insectors in the meta, so having the triple Elder to combo with that is very useful. These also help you get into the monster, which initiates all the combos of this deck. Well, not all of them, but the main combo of this deck, so I'll explain that when we get to it. I run the Bus and the Sangan, mainly because I couldn't decide between the 2, and while I don't run Avarice, the Bus is really essential for recycling things like Shien, because you only have 1 of them in the deck. And the Sangan is just the Sangan, and he's great to draw into. So I'll put those aside for now, because they're essential for the combo. Otherwise, I run 2 hand traps in the form of 2 effect Veilers. I side Maxi, because I don't like Maxi in this deck, put it that way. 2 effect Veilers is perfect, because the windups don't really hurt this deck that much, unless they hand loop, in which case I'd be siding in Maxis and more Veilers, but ultimately Veiler really helps you against Insectors, which is kind of this deck's biggest threat. Onto spells, I run the staples of Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Book of Moon. I'm looking for an Ultra, 1 MST. That's all the staples I run. Onto the actual Six Samurai specific stuff. I run one gateway. I'm not liking it exceptional amount, but this plus the combo, which I'm going to show you later, is godlike. But this isn't necessary for the combo. It's just nice to have. If you draw this, you're probably going to win off of the combo, but the combo gets you good field control early in the game. Essential for the combo are Shien's dojos, because you drop this and the combo which I'm about to show you, and it gets you an instant Shien. This card is absolutely awesome, so I'll put one to the side. But in this deck, a lot of people don't like it because if you top deck it, of course, you're probably going to lose. But this card, in an opening hand with Tour Guide, is a death card because it gets you into anything you need against your opponent. So it's a nutty card. I don't run as many Samurai as the winner of YCS Brighton did, so I only run 2 United to stop them clogging. It's still enough. It still gets me into a lot of special summon stuff. Again, you open this with the Tour Guide combo, and you're gonna get a free draw, but you essentially don't want it with the Tour Guide combo. Finally, I run 3 Asceticism. I need to find one more, so anyone who goes to my locals, could you please find me another one of these Asceticisms? Because I can't find another one for the life of me, even though it's just a rare. This card makes the deck come to life. It makes all your Shien plays possible. It makes some crazy stuff possible with your Kaizans and your Zanji, because if you go into this and get a Zanji off of your Kaizan, ultimately that Zanji is going to die at the end of the turn anyway, so you may as well suicide it into a big monster. It gives you loads of outs to everything that your opponent can throw at you. This card is absolutely crazy, and I can't believe that I didn't understand how good this was back in Samurai format, but I absolutely love this card now. It gives you loads of control, loads of outs. I definitely recommend running it at 3 in a Samurai build that can play it. I run, otherwise for my searchers, the Shien Smoke Signal and the Reinforcement of the Army. The great thing about Shien Smoke Signal actually being at 1 is that it doesn't leave you so reliant on it, and it means you're not as vulnerable to Thunder King plays, even though Thunder King is starting to be played less at this stage in the meta. Onto the traps, I run 1 double-edged sword technique. I like to, I really do, but at the moment I can't afford to set and wait and hope that it doesn't get blown up. With the amount of Insectors and fast decks that are in play at the moment, you can't afford to be running into this card too often. It's good to have, it's nice to combo into, but to rely on it is a very bad thing indeed. That's why I only run it at 1. And otherwise, for my monster removal, I run 1 Compulse because it kills Xyzes completely, and Insectors. And otherwise, I run 2 Warnings and a Judgment because you've just got to in this format at the moment. You've got to shut things down right away. Onto the extra deck, I run the 1 Shien. Just absolutely amazing. I don't run Armory Arm. I tried to, but I couldn't fit it in the deck, so I'm starting off at level 5s. I wish Shien was at 2. He's absolutely awesome, but 1 is enough, and I can recycle him with Torbus. He's just really helpful in this deck. I can synchro quite a lot, so I run the Hyper Librarian. He's also an out to Catastor, and anything with less than 2/4, so it's just good to have as a raw beater when Shien's gone. Otherwise, I run 1 Notoria Beast, because Notoria Beast is awesome for shutting down all your opponent's spell traps. With the right protection, this card can game your opponent. And to be honest, if your deck can run this, why not? And otherwise, as outs to big monsters and things like that, I run 1 Catastor, because he's absolutely nutty at killing just big stuff. Onto level 5s, I run 1 Barkion and 1 Brainiac, because Barkion shuts down all your opponent's traps, which is essential at the moment, because certain decks will just run Fiendish Chains everywhere. And it's absolutely crazy, because you can, I do believe, chain this to a Fiendish Chains activation and protect himself. So he's quite useful like that, and Brainiac is just Brainiac, and he's awesome, and he can game win and crazy stuff like that. For my level 7s, I run 1 Landois and 1 Black Rose Dragon, because I run a stupid amount of spells in this deck. Landois is incredibly alive, and Black Rose is just useful for nuking the field should you need it. This shuts down Insectors completely, so any deck that can run it should run it at the moment. Landois is absolutely nutty. I love it. For level 8s, I only run the 1. I run 1 Scrap Dragon, because Stardust wasn't good enough at the moment, and this gives me a lot of outs. Because I run a lot of continuous spells, I can nuke them if I need to get over bigger things, and just stuff which won't get destroyed by battle, and stuff like that. Otherwise, I run 1 Trishula of the Ice Barrier, because it's just an absolutely amazing level 9, and I can get into it quite a lot. And again, all of these targets are recyclable by the tour bus should I need to make the play. For my level 5, my rank 3s in Xyz wise, I run 1 Leviathan Dragon. This shall be replaced soon with a really special card, and you guys should look forward to seeing it because it looks absolutely awesome. Otherwise, I'm running another Leviair, just in case my stuff gets removed from play. A lot of the stuff in the deck is level 4 and lower, so Leviair is absolute dynamite. I run 1 Zen Mains should I need to stall, because Zen Mains is awesome, and you should always run Zen Mains if you can. But be wary, because a lot of people are running outs at the moment, so don't be so trigger happy as to just play this randomly. It's still something you have to think about. The card I'm trying to revive is m-x-saber Invoker. This card is essential to all my combos in the deck, and I'd consider running 2 if I could find the space, but 1 is all I can run at the moment. I'm going to explain why this card is so awesome in a minute, but really don't knock this card. It's at like £5, which is like $8 at the moment, but this card is awesome. It's really, really cool. And otherwise, for OTK potential, I run Blade Armor Ninja. And I'm probably going to talk about that in the combo as well. Anyway, about that combo, which I've been referencing all day, but I haven't actually told you about. All you need to do is start off with this. You start off with a tour guide and dojo, or any kind of Bushido counter thing, an asceticism. You can just adapt to this combo. You can use all sorts of plays. I'll get an asceticism out just to show you these things. Ultimately, you start by tour guiding. You go into, say, your tour bus. Anything will do at this point, and you make your Invoker. Depending on your game state, you might want to go into Sangam, but tour bus will let you recycle stuff at this point. Recycle the Shien should things go wrong. You detach your material, and you get your... Sorry, I forgot the main part of this combo. If you're going to do it the way I'm about to show you, you need to open the dojo first, then drop this effect. Okay? And, of course, this can be stopped by your opponent going, no, I'm going to Veiler it. But, of course, you could have dropped the Elder of the Six Samurai first, and then been able to exceed off of the 1 tour guide, and then, you know, however it works, you guys can adapt to the situations. Okay, you go into this, detach, and get your Kaizen from the deck. Because you run 3, you got loads of targets for this. This puts your dojo on 1 counter. From here, you can go a number of ways. You can always go asceticism on your Kaizen and get yourself a Zanji. From here, if you actually drew the dojo turn 1, you can get your Squire and make a Trishula, or you can just exceed into your Blade Armor Ninja and make what could possibly be 4/4 damage if this card can attack over stuff. And it goes crazy from there on in. But my favourite combo for this is just to go into the Kaizen, activate the dojo, get a Squire from the deck, and then you can just go straight into your Shien and do your combos off of that. But ultimately this, synergized with all the Samurai cards, allows you to charge your counters, get crazy stuff off of asceticism if you must, and it just has really great synergy with the deck. I definitely consider running 2 of these, and it makes Tour Guide an awesome choice in Samurai. So that's all I can really tell you. Test this out for yourself, because there are loads of combos you can go off of this with, depending on what you draw in your opening hand. As long as you draw the tour guide, it's going to go off. But otherwise, I'll let you guys talk about it, criticize the deck, let me know what you think about it, because I really want to hear your thoughts on this. But otherwise, this has been Jamie the Kid with my revamped 6 Samurai deck. I'll see you guys in the comment box below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, 6 Sams for the win. Have a good one.